So the stage is set. Alabama back in the national championship, looking to repeat after rolling over Cincinnati 27-6 in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. On the other side, we've got Georgia, who clobbered Michigan 34-11 in the Capital One Orange Bowl. That means we get to see Alabama and Georgia one more time this year. The Tide got the best of Georgia already, you remember, back in the SEC Championship game, and Alabama has won 7 straight against Georgia, including the 2018 CFP title game. And so, Jordan, now Georgia's trying to figure out a way where they can take over the Tide, and obviously winning 7 straight's got to do a number on the old brain when you get ready for another rematch in the championship.
But you're not too excited about this. Give me your reasons why, because I hear a lot of people saying this, and I just can't go with it.
Okay, first of all, I don't have a dog in the fight. Like, I usually root for Notre Dame.
Dog in the fight, no pun intended.
Yeah,
Go
no
Dogs,
pun
Georgia.
I usually root for Notre Dame so I could be on your bandwagon.
That's
for
not true.
college
She
football.
hardly roots for Notre Dame, but go ahead.
But I just don't want to see two SEC teams. Yes, I realize these are the 2 best teams in football. They deserve to be there. They handled their business how they should in the semifinals. I've already seen this story, though. I would almost rather see Clemson and Alabama go at it again, because at least it's 2 different conferences.
Why do you throw on Clemson, a team that was a 3-loss team that has no quarterback?
I just mean in the repeat factor. Like, I don't want to see 2 teams from the same conference. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm a Big Ten girl or something. I don't know what it is. I just don't want to see it. That's my own preference.
Do you think people got bored with watching like the Lakers and Celtics back in the day?
No.
With those great matchups. Why? Because they're the most talented teams with the most talented players that deserve to be there playing the highest level in those NBA finals. You think people got tired of seeing Michael Jordan and the Bulls during that run of dominance? No, because they are the greatest players performing at the highest level, the most visually entertaining stuff. That's what you're getting here with Alabama and Georgia. I don't care if they're in the same conference. I don't care if they played already this year. The story writes itself. Kirby Smart has been dominated by his mentor, Nick Saban. Alabama has owned Georgia in the last 7 meetings that you mentioned, having won 7 in a row. I want to see, can the top dog be knocked off? Can you get Georgia's best performance here? Are they going to make the adjustments to knock off Alabama after Alabama dominated them in the SEC Championship game? This is why we watch, to see if it can be done, to see if the dynasty is truly that great, or to see if somebody else is ready to step in and take over. And with all the pros on the field, I want to see that play out more than Alabama versus anybody else.
And I agree with that. Like, everything you're saying makes perfect sense. And yes, I like to watch the Tom Brady's of the world go out and win and win and win. And I like watching Alabama win. It's just something about Alabama, Georgia, and SEC, and it just means more, and all the talents in that conference, that I don't want to see it in the national championship game. I don't know why. I can't give you a good explanation. I agree with what you're saying. I don't mind that Alabama's there every year. I just want to see an opponent that doesn't come from the Southeastern Conference.
Do you want a game that you're watching in the 4th quarter at the very end?
Of course.
You're probably going to get down with Alabama. Georgia, that's why you should be excited for this one, because I don't think it's going Alabama's way. I got Georgia winning this.
Oh, you do? No, give me Nick Saban. 7 straight, make it 8. 8's my favorite number, too.
Never knew that about my wife. 8 is her favorite number. Number 3, Georgia takes on number 1 Alabama next Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. In the national championship game presented by AT&T. And for the 9th straight year, we're blowing out our broadcast with coverage on every platform, TV, radio, and digital. So many ways to watch and listen to the biggest game of the year.
New Year's Day was a good day in our house, right? We watched a whole lot of bowl games, enjoyed some buffalo chicken dip.
I set my underwear and didn't shower. It's a win. The Rose Bowl was worth the ticket of admission, or even watching on TV, whatever your cable provider costs. It was worth the money. The Utes put up 35 points in the first half over Ohio State, and everyone thought this meant the Utes were about to get the dub. But the Buckeyes rallied from 10 down behind the arm of C.J. Stroud, a Heisman finalist who threw for 573 passing yards and 6 tutties. Ohio State outlasted Utah in a thriller, 48-45.
Vrbo Citrus Bowl, Iowa going up against Kentucky. This was a close game where it took all 4 quarters to get a winner. Iowa with a 17-13 lead with under 2 minutes to go. Chris Rodriguez, 6-yard TD run. That puts Kentucky ahead 20-17. But then, with under a minute to go, Hawkeyes QB Spencer Petras throws an interception. And Kentucky goes on to beat the Hawkeyes 20-17.
Fiesta Bowl feels too soon to report on, but here we are. Oklahoma State, Notre Dame. Coach Marcus Freeman for the Irish making his debut. And the Irish were off to a phenomenal start, leading 28-14 at the half. Notre Dame quarterback Jack Cohen threw for 509 yards, 5 tutties, but it wasn't enough The Irish blew a 21-point lead to the Cowboys, and they went on to lose 37-35 in what was the greatest comeback in Oklahoma State Cowboys program history.
Okay, so if you don't follow my husband on Twitter, you should go ahead and do that. You know, give him a little quick follow because he likes to just drop gems like this. Now, Notre Dame will never lose a football game ever again. He tweeted this after the Irish took a big lead in the first half. I think it was after their very first touchdown of the game. And then obviously, as he just told you, the Fighting Irish went on to lose that game to Oklahoma State in very sad fashion. But nonetheless, I know there were quite a few people that attacked you for this tweet that clearly you said in jest.
The lowest denominator of humanity lives on Twitter. This is absurd that I had responses from people saying, oh, freezing cold takes, look at him. They didn't even win this game. How are they going to win every game from here until eternity? Idiots. I was joking.
All right, we don't need idiots.
No, idiots. Dumb people on Twitter who thought I was being serious. Give me the one shot. It was sarcasm. Be smarter in 2022. It wasn't literal. Clearly, Notre Dame's going to lose football games. I was merely excited for a new era with Coach Marcus Freeman. They look great out of the gates, and I, as a fan, was excited. Don't blow my high. Don't get on my Twitter timeline and say dumb stuff. Understand sarcasm, or you will be blocked and you will be reported. And for the record, I've never blocked or reported anybody, but I'll start doing it if you don't start respecting these tweets, Shae. I just needed to get that off my chest. I love everybody. Except for you idiots on Twitter.
All right,
who thought that I was
idiots is
serious.
so strong for
No, they're
Monday.
idiots.
For Monday.
They're idiots. The ones that are idiots that thought I was being serious there.
I mean, yeah, clearly Notre Dame's definitely going to lose some football games.
Says the Indiana football
Oh,
fan.
look, but he wasn't being serious. So salty.
They'll never lose again from here on out.
They're never going to lose.
They'll never lose from here on out.
His name is Jordan Cornette.
I'm doubling down.
My name is Shae Cornette. Thanks for hanging out with us. You have one winning team at least, right? This has been Sports Nation presented by Geico. Hang on to Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Notre Dame right now.
Happy 2022. I don't need this. I'm not here for the BS.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.